not going to be here long. Just have a brief announcement, and then I'm going to focus on this road. But I wanted to come on and share this with you guys. Nothing major, nothing prophetic. Um, just to encourage you to kind of keep your head down in this season because of all the distractions. There's so much going on in the world. Uh, there's so much going on with the war in God. There's so much chaos and food costs, and it's a lot of things that are going on. The man of God said that there will be um, a lot of food costs, and all that stuff will be going on. But don't get distracted. Whatever you do, don't get distracted in this season. I want to um, start by saying um, I've received messages from a lot of you. I have not been responding, and I want to tell you now, I did receive your message. I have not read your messages. Um, I'm just silent for a moment on certain things, in certain spaces right now. Um, Nothing personal towards anybody. So if I don't kind of say nothing to you or respond back to you, it's because I'm in a place where I'm trying to limit some traffic in my life because of this assignment that I'm on now. Requires a lot of focus, much prayer, and heavy travel. And so I'm asking you guys to be kind of understanding that if you message me or respond to a post I make and I don't, say nothing back to you or mention you or, reach out to you or call you, I'm not ignoring you. I'm not throwing people away. I am on an assignment that just literally keeps me going. Um, it's one of those assignments I did not see coming um, this year, and so there's kind of a dual role that's going on right now. And the other thing is there's an announcement. Dual role is going on. So if you're in the North Central Florida area, as well, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But there's like a dual role going on right now. So uh, the Lord never pulls you outside of a church without there being a reason. So in my mind, I'm thinking that by me being, being free from the building itself to be able to travel the street and do revivals, that I wouldn't have to pick up any major. I mean, I'm sure, we've had ministry to come under the fellowship, but still, like, I don't have to do no major lifting, so to speak. Well, I was wrong. Sometimes you can't underestimate God or overestimate God. You just have to let God just be God and whatever sphere He wants to be God in. And I'm learning that He has to be God. More importantly, I'm learning to ignore the outside ruckus, the outside noise, the outside sounds, the outside brigades, all of this. Um, I'm learning to ignore all of that and put a lot of other things in perspective based upon the direction that God has taken my earthly compass into. Not traveling at the compass of someone else's words. Never have, never will. I think a lot of people kind of get tossed by everyone, the people, and get caught up in all of the nuances of the spread the table of what they can offer you versus what God has handed you. Himself before Jesus and offered him the world. Offered him everything, and Jesus denied it. He'd rather take the route that is less traveled, take the road less traveled, and do. Good morning. Thank you. Jesus rather took the road that's less traveled, and he took up his cross and he followed the will of his Father. And so ultimately, what happens is that you have to decide not the road that the enemy is trying to take you on and travel the road that's less traveled. And so, me being who I am and trusting God and believing God, I thought to myself, okay, the tabernacle is not open right now. I'm traveling. Um, there's no major assignments where I'm going to be kind of planted certain places for seasons, um, but there are places that I can kind of lay my head down. Well, needless to say, I went we did outreach in High Springs, Florida a while ago, and I was appointed the liaison of the head person to guide the evangelism for the group of apostles and prophets in this region. Were part of that coalition. So I've been working on that while at the same time went and preached in the church out of town. And the Lord spoke to me when I sat down after I finished preaching and told me that I had to go back. And he told me that you got to go back because you're needed. And I'm like, okay, God. So like you're needed, and you're only here to help. He gave me specific instructions. You're only here to help, and when I say it's time to go, you go. And so I very aware that being submissive to the Lord is, God ain't gonna let you just sit around here and be rogue. I'm telling you now. I mean, and I'm not rogue anyway. I just there's a place that I do lay my head at on Sundays, and that is Divine Destiny, where Apostle Terry Nathiel and co-pastor Shamika Nathiel, my sister and my brother. But since I'm on this assignment, I am having to put wheels on the road every Sunday. Every Sunday. So I ask that y'all, hey sir, ask that y'all pray for me while I'm traveling, because this is a heavy assignment. And then next week, I have to have a strategy meeting with these leaders in this area, and get with all of these other people that's doing donations and kind of figure out what we need to do for as planning the outreaches, evangelism. So it's a lot that's kind of put on my plate right now, but I guess it's a means of thank you so much. It's a lot that God's put on my plate, so it's rough, but it is through His strength you can get it all done. You get it all done. Everything will be accomplished through the strength of the Lord. And when God's strength is with you, there's nothing that can falter. Um, I have been real cautious with things and certain people and certain things in the season. And I didn't kind of finish it at the beginning, but I was pretty much saying, where I've kind of been like in a space where kind of sheltering myself because of the assignment that's on my life right now is tedious, and it requires a whole lot of strategic networking in the will of God, and kind of pulling here and there, and a lot of evangelical outreach, and then meetings and strategy sessions and all kind of things, and then getting up Sunday mornings and traveling like out of town um, on an assignment every Sunday. And so um, I've been in this kind of this space where I've been kind of sheltering myself, but also I've been keeping it. I would say this: the people who know me knows me to be. They don't. A lot of people don't understand why I make these moves, but I've always been known to identify my Judas, know who my Judas is, their motive and their agenda, why they're there, what they're for. Even when I know they're betraying me, I keep them close to me. Um, Many people don't know this. I did this several years for several people, and the Lord literally almost wiped them out. I'm not bragging or anything, but I've learned, right? I've learned that you keep your Judas close to you. Don't run them away. Don't push them aside. Keep them jokers right there under your feet, right there. Tell them your secrets. Let them be the mole. Let them be whoever they're gonna be. Tell them your secrets, whatever it is, because when they go out and they go out with the assignment of assassination, they go out with the assignment of destruction. What they bring upon themselves and their household by the hand of God is mind-boggling. Like, and I always tell people, be careful of what you do and how you treat people. I was very cautious with certain things with certain people over the years. And then it troubled some of the sons and daughters in the ministry. Why do you man of God, you know who this is. Why you keep letting them stay there? Why you keep letting them be there? They got a role to play. Some of them was like, I got to pray this person away. They got a role to play. You cannot push them out. They got a role to play. They have a role to play. You cannot get rid of them. You cannot get rid of them. They got a role to play. And until this day, I'm telling y'all now, God is my witness. To this day, um, these people have been welcomed back into my life, but these people also um, have been through so much devastation. They've been through so much destruction in their life. This is why we have to be careful how we handle people, how we treat people, how we walk around and do people wrong and mishandle people and do all of this. You don't ever throw people away. Let me tell you something. I always say another man's trash, one man's trash is another man's treasure. Um, and so you got to understand, I've learned this in life. Yes, it may frustrate me to know that Judas is there. Yes, it may aggravate me to know that Judas is there. Ain't not one time that I said it was going to be comfortable. It's not going to be comfortable. It's going to be, in fact, very uncomfortable that the Lord will have you to keep something close to you that's stabbing you. Mm. Now on my way to assignment, I'm pre-preaching, I guess. But it is painful for you to have someone that you know despise you, someone you know that is after you, that is sitting under you, stabbing you. And the Lord is saying, not now. Let not now. You can't sever the cord now. They gotta stay there. They gotta stay connected. And then the whole time it's like, God, why do I have to stay connected to somebody that keep hurting me so bad? Why do I have to keep being connected to people that's just stabbing me and beating me and abusing me so much? Why? And you sitting there just like, God, I'm just like, you go to bed crying at night sometimes. Like, Lord, why do I keep going through so much with this person? Why do they keep staying there? It's not about you. The Lord trying to save their life. The Lord is trying to show them that what was done to them that's making them do what they're doing to you and what they've done to other people, they don't have to do it. They don't have to do it. Even though they are somebody's victim, they don't have to play the role and act victimized. And so we've got to be careful. Um, I tell people, I'm very, very, very aware. There's not one time that I have not sat in the midst of a place and not known who my Judas was. Very, very, very aware of who my Judas is. The life of the Judas is it is so crazy because the Judas needs something from you, but at the same time is trying to kill you. Can't seem to figure out why you just won't die, but at every corner they're still trying to kill you. And the sad part about it is that no matter how much you try to take out what God is, God in your life for a reason, it's only helping you expose, helping you see the demons that are in your life that you need to be delivered from. I recently had an opportunity to share with one of those individuals who did have an opportunity, was betraying and attacking on an assignment from hell concerning my life. I had an opportunity to even minister to them concerning some things in their life, concerning some unresolved issues and unhealed spaces in their life. And they didn't know what to say. But I'm telling you, they come in your life not knowing that even though they come with the intention of harm, the Lord literally have them coming to you because He wants to set them free. He wants to deliver them. And a lot of times we don't understand um, that when they're coming to attack us, it's not personal. It's not personal. It's really not personal. It is a battle of a person that don't understand what's going on in their own life. They are afraid to heal from tragedies, from devastations, from things going on in their life. They are afraid to heal from what's going on with them. And the thing is, some people use pain, some people use trouble and chaos and all that stuff that's happening in their life and trauma
um, as safety blankets. Sometimes they be like they when they especially when they don't want it to get over, they don't want to let that thing go. After a while, you go from begging and pleading for that thing to go to now you holding on to it like a pacifier. You're holding on to it like a bottle. You're nurturing it. You're really keeping that thing to your bosom, but you gotta let it go, and understanding how to handle people like that when they you know, when they come into your life, because hurt people. It is the true saying. When people are hurting, they will hurt other people. Me and a co-laborer in the gospel was talking about that yesterday, um, about how people come in and hurt people. I mean, just come in and hurt people because they're hurting. And if we don't deal with our traumas, if we don't deal with our unresolved issues, if we don't deal with what's hurting us, we'll destroy everything in our sight. Everything that we put our hands on will destroy. We won't prosper. We'll be stagnant. Sure, you can open a church. Sure, you can do this. Sure, you can do that. But I learned something, that God would allow you to open all this stuff, walk in a whole lot of doors. But because of your position, you won't be able to handle it. You won't have the capacity in you to handle the position. You'll handle what God is giving you. Um, I shared with a young lady, recently from Louisiana. She called me, and I shared with her, and I told her, I said, listen, I said, sure, the Lord has opened doors for you. He has granted all these doors to be open for you and giving you all these opportunities. As, but the Lord had me to tell her, but because of your disobedience, you're rebellious. This is why the doors keep shutting, is because of your rebellion towards God. And the Lord had me to really point out to the fact that, I want to bless you. I want to keep you in these positions, but because of rebellion, I'm showing you what I'll do for you, but because of rebellion, I'm showing you how I bless you, but because of rebellion. So the Lord literally had to show her, I'll give you this job with the pay, the promises, the raises, and everything, but your rebellion will get you fired, will get you rolled up. Your rebellion will get you terminated. Your rebellion will get you, when you're in direct rebellion against God, what you think that rebellion gonna do towards man? It's gonna rebel against man as well. We've got to understand rebellion is rebellion. And if you're rebelling against God Himself, you rebellious all around. You're gonna be rebellious from authority. You're not gonna like authority. You're not gonna want to take instructions. You're not gonna receive directions, because rebellion is as what? The sin of witchcraft. So when you're rebellious, you're literally going to do what you want to do. And so I had to share what you are in rebellion. The Lord is tired of fighting with you. And if you want something to work, repent. Repent. She was in a backsliding state. The Lord restored her, and it's just amazing how she came back to God. Nobody had to force her. Nobody had to force her to come back. She came back because she was tired. She came back because she realized, wait a minute, I am wrong. I am in rebellion. That's all it takes, is you to acknowledge that, wait, hold up, I'm wrong. There's some things I'm doing that's not right, and I need to sit down and I need to talk to somebody. And so she did a lot of word salad, and that's fine. But I really didn't have time for word salad. I don't want to know about all of this and that. I want to know the state of your union. What's the state of your soul? What's the state of you? Where are you at? Because you telling me about all this and that. I'm not gonna go around the fact of you're only there in that spot because your behavior towards God, because your rebellion towards God. You're only in that particular position because you're choosing to rebel. And until you repent and get your life right, you can get a job working in an executive office, but you will not keep it. You cannot be rebellious. So we got to understand getting rebellion under control and dealing with ourselves, approaching the situation when we become adults in the matter. You stand in the mirror and you see things in you that you don't like. But before you would go to God for them to be removed, you would cover them up and hide them. Um, but they manifest in in your daily life. They manifest in your preaching, or they manifest in how you handle people. There's nothing hidden in us that does not show. I'm gonna say that again. There's nothing hidden in us that does not show. You're not a mystery. There's nothing mysterious about you. If you have an attitude problem, if you have issues in doing this and doing that, there's no mystery about you. You wear your issues. The Bible says, flowing from the heart of the issues, like you wear your issues like clothing garment. We know who you are. We know exactly what's on you. And so I tell people one thing about being a leader is that just because we don't say it, we see it. We just don't say nothing because we understand if we say something, then we're going to trigger another spirit, and then we don't have time to be debating with all them spirits in you. We trying to deal with that one spirit that day, and not the 50 level that you got hiding in you. Okay, and so some of us will, we and before we would allow correction, we will get reactive. We will get reactive. We will get haughty. um, Say arrogant things and prideful things and puffed up things. And we will say things to kind of make it feel like that we know what's going on, or we know what's happening, and we know this and we know that. But if you know it, why hadn't you changed it? Therefore, that's why God is sending someone to shine a light on and say, hey, this is here and it's aggravating God. Um, this is here and it's getting on God's nerve. You need to get rid of it, deal with it. Everything doesn't require a church. Some stuff you just need to lay out before the Lord. And to be honest, there are things that does not require a church at all. Get before the Lord. Only time you need a church is when you really are seeking for some real deliverance in your life. Other than that, get get somewhere and get on your face before the Lord. Because if we're honest and we're willing to be honest, a lot of us have not dealt with a whole lot of issues. We're good at covering stuff and making it seem like we have. And to those who can't see and can't discern, they don't even know that that spirit is still in them. It's still in there. You can fix relationships, but if you don't fix the spirit of resentment that I have towards that person, you just fix the relationship. And I just learned how to cover my resentment and certain subtle actions and behaviors. That's just all. You. These are things that we do, and when it comes to unresolved areas and unresolved issues. Sure, we can fix this, we can fix that, behaving towards you like I once did, because not everybody knows what my issue was with you or what the problem was. So now I'm gonna do stuff in a subtle way that only I know what I'm doing, because that I can speak from my own intellect. It's a language that I've learned to adapt to hide my behavior in plain sight. Such as, you mad with somebody and they say, could you pass the peas? And everybody sitting at the table, and they know y'all had some tension. And you say stuff like, sure, you can, sure, I pass them, but I don't think you need these peas because they're a little too salty for you. They didn't ask you for all the commentary. They asked you to pass them the peas. So we got to look at the subtle way of us doing things. It doesn't say that, you're delivered from what's in you towards an individual. It just says that you learn how to cover it, like doing slick stuff. We call it nice nasty, so to speak. Taking stuff away and adding stuff, or with time to do. You know, you know how y'all do. God forbid that some of y'all around folk that y'all really had it out with, and they get real sick, and they need you to help them go to the bathroom. Y'all drag y'all feet until they about to go on themselves that that you not dealt with that issue. You just learn to cover it. And so we've got to learn to cover um, our stuff with prayer and deliverance, and so it don't be there. There ain't no coverage. There is no coverage, and that's what we've got to do. Is we've got to get these things dealt with out of us. It's like certain things that will come out of you um, unawares. we can tell where disrespect is, where dishonor is, and where people don't honor certain people no more, and lost or have disrespect for people because of something they did or something happened. Is because of how they handle them, how you handle them, and how you treat them. And I can tell the truth by that in my own testimony. And I remember I told someone this a while ago that if they would get in the bedroom and cause adultery in someone else's household, I would lose all respect for them. And I did lose all respect for them as a person because um, you don't you don't go in unwittingly and unweave somebody's house, destroy somebody's house. You don't go in and unravel somebody's house because you don't want nobody to unravel your home. And so one of the things that we have to do is we have to confront our unresolved spaces, deal with our unresolved issues, conflicts that we're warring within us. The deeds, the measures of what we're battling with is us. We've got to go and deal with those things, get them delivered, so that we don't become a problem later on. And shut doors. Shut doors. We got too many doors open in our lives, emotional doors, mental doors, spiritual doors. We got to shut these doors, relational doors. We got to shut these doors because if we don't start shutting doors, we leave doors open. And when doors are open, everything can walk in. Everything can walk in. And when everything can walk in, you got to know somebody got to have the power to evict it out. That's why you don't leave doors open in your life. All right, y'all. I'm going to get off of here so that I can pay attention to this road, and I will talk with y'all another day. I just want to give you guys an update. Also, let you guys know I will not be doing lives on the church YouTube page, no, Facebook page, rather. I'm sorry. They will be on the Instagram page. Oh, excuse me. They will be on the church Instagram page for Bible study, and the church's YouTube for Bible study. So, just so you guys know, love you guys so much. We'll be doing Bible study and Sabbath services. I'm trying to get a handle on my schedule, y'all, but I'm coming. I'm coming back with Bible studies, y'all. I'm so serious. I just got to get a handle on my schedule. I love y'all so much. Y'all be blessed.